seeds we be planting in that intermittent fasting. His word is the water, swimming in it like an otter. Used to bottle up my problems, now I'm laying them on the altar. They not like us, we the doers, they the talkers. Feeling like Adam when I'm walking through the garden, surrounded by the temptations, being famous. I'm never gonna trade my soul for some Ben Franklins. The Holy Spirit came in and changed me, I can't explain it. What the devil tried to steal, the Lord came to reclaim it. God did. This the kind of flow to make an atheist nod his head. I'm not from here. We're going up like the gas price. Who I'm repping, you ain't even gotta ask twice. This that Christ life, living life Christ-like. Known to take a Bible, make a demon go night-night. Highway to heaven, holy oil on the tires. Bumping Christian music, Holy Spirit is the driver. Devil thought he had me tied up, now I'm flying up. The devil getting jealous cause I'm spitting that fire. Hey, they not like us. The devil can't hold me, bro. I'm coming out the...
Right!
What it do, what it do. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for pulling up. Chef in the building, Robert Pena. I don't know if y'all still here. Thanks for pulling up. Today, we got a special guest. She's new to Raider Nation and a new fan. I kind of been rubbing off on her, pause if necessary. But let's bring on this new anonymous Raiderette.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Welcome to the nation.
For having me. Thank you. How are you?
I'm blessed, you know.
Nice. Just want to make sure y'all could see me okay. So I just wanted to kind of ask like a couple questions. I guess I have like 10 questions for you, just to kind of get more knowledge about things and just kind of, I don't know, get myself out there and get to know the family a little better, I guess, and more of Raider Nation, because I'm still kind of learning about football, but every time you talk about the Raiders, I don't know, it's just started sticking with me. I used to be a Bears fan because of my grandpa, but I never watched it. And then I got used to watching the Raiders, so I was like, oh, well, I actually like them. And now it's like all that's in my head was this.
It's addicting. The nation's addicting. Like, are you sure you're ready for this? Because
right,
you know, it gets pretty wild in the nation. Obviously, you ain't been to no games. So, what games we going to this year?
Right. So I actually have a friend that asked me if I want to go to a Panthers game. Hopefully, I'll be able to go to that. So that'd be pretty sick.
Opening day, huh? That'll be hot. That'll be hot. I believe there's a pool party going on at Harrah's. Lunatic Raiders throwing. So
sick.
If you're in Vegas, anybody in the chat in Vegas, pull up to Harrah's Saturday before the game. Get your splash on.
Right, get that on. All right. So if you want to just get right into this, or I guess I'll just ask you the questions. Do you think that the relocation to Las Vegas has impacted the Raiders in a good way or a bad way, and why?
Impacted the Raiders?
Mm-hmm. Like do you
Just
like
the
the Raiders fans? Well, the Raiders and the fans. Like, do you think it's impacted them from Oakland to here? Like, do you think they're doing better, or?
I believe it's had a tremendous whatever for the Raiders. Like it's been huge for the Raiders. You're a new Raider fan, so obviously you've never been to Oakland, but if you've ever been to Oakland Stadium and then go to Allegiant Stadium, it's like night and day. It's like 1940s and then 2025s. So I mean, it's had a huge effect on the Las Vegas Raiders, the players, the owner, you know, the whole franchise, the organization, but it's also had a huge negative effect on Oakland. Everything in Oakland's closing down. Like the Raiders pretty much, and the A's were Oakland. So, you know, since they've gone, it's just kind of gone to shit. So
it's kind of impacted them a little good and bad.
It's had a positive and negative effect. I know it's had a negative effect on people in LA because they got to go to Vegas to watch the games, which I mean, it's not really too much farther, 3-hour drive, but so yeah, I mean, it's had a big effect, and also it brings us more fans. You know, the city that never sleeps, Las Vegas, and people coming to Vegas during the wintertime, during the season, might just want to pop in and catch their own team and might end up flip-flopping and jumping on that Raider bandwagon as you did.
Right. Exactly. So I guess so that would be a good impact and bad impact, but bad more on Oakland because they're just kind of losing all their things. I actually had someone mention to me that is a season ticket holder that was in Oakland that said it's harder for them now because they can't get out of town. They're older and it's a lot harder for them to drive and travel. So, and I guess it would be pretty bad on that area, but I think for the good impact, from my opinion, I think it'd be good for Raiders in Vegas because they're getting fans from all over the world that travel to Vegas, not just from like the different cities in the United States. They're actually getting people from other countries because everybody travels to Vegas. So I think that's definitely a good thing for them in the long run for the franchise itself.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything has a positive and a negative effect, but sometimes the
Mhm.
negative is, more on one side than the other. But it's definitely had a huge positive effect. I mean, this organization, the facilities top notch, like the chefs,
Mhm.
they have everything they need in Vegas, and if the players can just stay out of trouble, it should be good
Yeah.
for the rest of the Raider Nation life. I don't see us going anywhere else. I'm moving. I mean, we're locked into Vegas pretty much.
Yeah, I've been to the stadium. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. Their store is amazing.
And tell those older folks, season ticket holders, if they can't make it to any games, like, hey, I'm always free, bro.
Right?
Just kick
Just
one
send
my
the
way.
tickets up.
Shit, I'll hop
Right.
on a plane today.
Salute, Lawrence. How are you? So I guess number two, some of these are going to be a two-part question, so I'll just let you know a few of them. Why do you think, uh, who do you think are the most crucial players on the roster, and why do you think they're crucial to the team's success?
Um, Man, that's a hard answer. I believe it's a team sport, and all 52 players are key. It's not. I mean, it's like a car. You got to have a motor. You got to have gas. You got to have oil. You got to have tires. You got to have a steering wheel. You got to have a seat. You got to have. I mean, you got to have all 52. But the, I mean, it's obvious. Your biggest fan, Max Crosby, runs this team. Look at that smile. Shit, big Max Crosby fan. She love the Crosby.
Yeah. His
But yeah,
tats are just sick, okay? His
yeah,
tats are
so
sick.
I mean, Max Crosby,
I really
you
love
have
his passion.
you have to go with Devontae Adams. I mean,
Mhm.
he's a vet, 10 years,
Yeah, he's a great wide receiver.
still one of the top five wide receivers in the NFL. Some people argue number one. I'm gonna have to pump the brakes on that. I mean, I love my man, but there's guys like Mike Evans that had 1,000 yards every year that he's been in the league,
And
which
who
he
does
came in.
who does Mike Evans play
He
for?
plays for Tampa Bay Bucks, but
Oh,
he's
I
had a
should know
thousand.
that.
Right, you're in Florida, like
I'm out in Florida. I should know that. I don't
you
really
think
know.
you
That's
know
why I
that.
say it. I don't know about football, but I can tell you a little bit about AOC. I can tell you a little bit about Max Crosby. I know them because I paid attention, but everything else, I'm like, nobody else matters. I'm like, who? Mike who? Nobody outside of Raiders matter.
So I mean, yeah, Devontae Adams is, like I said, that's a big part of this offense. Nate Hobbs, all the interviews I've been watching. I did an interview with Woo Governor. Shout out to Woo Governor. Um,
Yeah,
he
that
talked
that
about
kid's cool.
he talked about Nate Hobbs. I seen an interview with DJ Devonshire. He talked about Nate Hobbs. Like Trey Taylor talked about Nate Hobbs. So Nate Hobbs has a huge effect behind the scenes, like not a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah,
And
I heard you said Nate Hobbs is a funny guy.
yeah, everybody said, he's which is funny because if you hear him talk, it's like really quiet. You can't really hear
Yeah.
any. So I don't know how he could get fun out of that, or have any kind of
Maybe he's just shy
sense of
on
humor.
camera.
But on
Maybe
the
he's just
field,
shy on
the
camera.
man's an absolute beast. Christian Wilkins we just brought in, and then of course you have to go with the quarterback always. That's the key
Yeah.
focal point for any team. Aiden's trying to step up and take that next step into being a vocal leader and starting to talk a little
Mhm.
trash out there, run his mouth, get a little game, and then you got
Yeah.
Garner Minshew. Like I'm sure
You
he's
know,
going to be
I have to say for Garner, I was watching his live today and just listening to him talk about how he's living in a van and traveling. I'm like, bro, you're my kindred spirit. Like it's just cool. Like I like his laid back style, but I think when it comes to the passion of the game, I think AOC has it. I really do, because Garner's a little too laid back from my opinion as a quarterback. I don't think he wants it as much. I think he wants AOC to have his shot and then he's just ready to play whenever. That's how I get from him. I don't think he's like competitive, like he's trying to get it over him. I think he sees the potential in AOC and he wants him to, like, I think he wants him to succeed and push himself in a way, like just the way he describes things.
Yeah, he's definitely just a nonstop motor and just wants to be the best, which when you got players like that on the roster, it's the sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm. So can you tell me if Antonio Pierce is the best coach for this team from your opinion, and why?
I mean, a lot of people would have liked to have Harbaugh. But
that's Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. To me, Antonio Pierce is the perfect fit for this team. He knows the culture. He knows the team. He knows the fan base. He's a fan before he's a coach. He was a fan while he played. The man is just the epitome of what it means to be a Raider. And his character, when he speaks, everybody stops what they're doing and listens. Like, he don't even have to be a rah-rah guy. All he's got to do is talk, and people are ready to run through a brick wall. So, I mean, yeah, to me, he's the perfect coach for this position, and he's smart enough to know that he doesn't know everything. He's a defensive guy, and he brought in guys like Marvin Lewis. He's got Tom Coughlin that he played for with the Giants on speed dial. He brought in guys like Philbon, and the experience level on this team is just insane. Like, I was adding it up the other day, and is close to like 100 years experience on the defensive side, and the same on the offensive side. You got guys at 25 years experience, another guy with 28 years experience. Like, people are underestimating what that does to a franchise and what that knowledge can do to bring everybody together, get everybody on the same page. So yeah, I think Antonio was definitely the right pick for the Las Vegas Raiders, and I see him being here for a long time. Like, I know everybody's crazy, but I've already went out on a limb and predicted 13-4, and I said that shit before any training camp, anything started.
Yeah, you did. You did say something about Dylan Lave before anyone.
I just had a feeling that what they did last year, the players didn't want the season to end, and they're just going to continue that from last year and just keep taking that next step. And then you add pieces like, Christian Wilkins that's going to free up Max Crosby and free up Malcolm Kuntz. And then you got Tyree Wilson that everybody says is a bust. That's going to be an absolute machine this year. The dude's like 280-pound house just running through people. People complaining about his technique. But, I mean, when you're that big, you don't need to have 15 different moves. You're strong enough to pretty much lift any offensive lineman and just move them out of your way. So, like, you don't need the chef says 12-5. Hey, we're close on the same page. Anything over 10.
I can't see any comments.
You can't see the comments?
Oh, wait, hold on.
You gotta hit comments on your phone.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Right,
sorry, this whole time I didn't see them. Sorry, guys. Hi.
Since we're talking about comments, I guess we'll shout out everybody that pulled up, man. Thank y'all for pulling up. Tony Chef, my guy, my 2 cents, Ray Love, Lawrence, man. I appreciate all y'all for showing up. Share the live, get Anonymous Raider out there. We're trying to grow her channel. I'm not a big.
I'm also trying to learn.
I'm not a big content creator. I'm trying to grow myself, but I don't mind reaching back and trying to pull people up with me. It's lonely at the top, so when you get there, you got to have people with you. So, I'm just trying to grow this channel, and I'll bring on anybody that wants to come on. Anybody that wants to come talk Raiders. Hey, I'll talk Raiders 24/7. If you watch me on DSR Live, we're on there for 4 hours arguing.
Oh my God.
Laughing, cutting each other off because nobody could talk, but it's a blast, man.
Dude, that guy can talk. That guy can talk.
It's a family. Yeah, Dustin's cool, man.
I can just imagine how me and Dustin would be, because I'm a talker too. Like, like I can talk. Like I have my other channels because I'm a content creator. I've been doing this stuff for years, and I'm just now trying to do it into Raiders because I really am interested in. I'm not so much interested in sports in general or football in general, but I really love the passion that Raiders brings. I love the camaraderie that comes from the family and the chats. There are a couple channels that I go into, and I'm not really I'm not really should I say so I don't know what's the word, I guess some of the people in the chat are not so friendly to others that come in, or other women, should I say. So I just kind of try to stay away from those channels. But
you're gonna have jealousy everywhere you go. So
well, I mean, it's crazy when you're in there trying to learn and trying to understand, everything you can as a learning person. And I love learning experience. I love learning things new, and I love people, explaining things and letting me understand it. So when I go and start asking questions and then get blocked from some chats, sometimes it's just hilarious. I'm like, wow, that's a little bit too much jealousy. But no, I really love the passion of the team, and I just see, like, you can see the passion, you could feel it from the Raiders. Like I've watched it a few times, the last few years, and you didn't see that passion. You didn't, especially when Josh McDaniels was the coach. You didn't see that passion when
you don't mention
Jimmy
that
Garoppolo. Well, not when Jimmy Garoppolo was a quarterback. You don't see that passion with them. And when AP came in, when AOC started, came in, even as a rookie, that kid was like ready to learn. He wasn't sitting there taking, all the insults as, oh my God, it's bad, it's this, is that. He was like, okay, I want to learn what you guys are telling me, what I'm doing wrong, what's this. And he's willing to learn. He's willing to take, direction and put himself forth as much as he can. He's willing to push himself as hard as he can, and you can see it. You can see it with how accurate he is in his throw. You can see it how accurate he is as how hard he pushes himself, his passion. You can see it in Max Crosby with the way he tries to hype up the team on his chats and stuff. You can see like all the other guys, like just watching your chat with Woo Governor the other day, you could see how excited he was that he got the chance to live his dream, or even more than a dream he could have ever imagined. And so you see that passion in them, and they're ready to keep that, hold on to it, and push it as far as they can. And you could see it. And I love that. And that's what I really love about the Raiders. And, I've had other people be like, oh, Raiders are stupid or this or that. And I have a lot of Raiders fans, and you get them, like, you could feel the passion. You could feel everybody being so excited to see this year, because this year just seems so much different than every other year I've watched. I'm like, every other year I was like, football stupid. And this year I'm like, let's go Raiders. It's crazy.
But that's funny being being new to football and not really knowing the sport, that you can see that AOC has that character, has that intent to be great, has that passion, has that willing to work and learn. Like, because I mean, there's a lot of content creators and Raider fans that still think we need a quarterback, that still think we're not going to be nothing. They still believe the hype that we're going to be 6-11, like, because of the quarterback situation.
I don't know what 6-11 means.
6 wins, 11 losses. Like,
oh, we're gonna have like 13 losses.
13 losses. That's a lot.
I mean, wins. Sorry, wins. The lower amount of losses.
I was going to say, I was about to end. You was about to get
the other way. The other way. No, the other way. No, everybody else is going to have those losses. I mean, everybody else is going to have the losses that came out wrong. No.
13 losses, bro.
No, we're going to have 13 wins. Everybody else is going to have the losses. 20 wins. I don't know how many you can get in the thing. We're going to have all the wins.
There is only one nation. That is a fact.
No, it's true. That's the thing, is I feel like, you can see with AOC, especially, you can see how he's just driven. You can see his drive with how he speaks, with just the weight he shedded, like you can see his baby fat gone. Like he's just, you can see the muscle he's gaining from how hard he's working.
He's been putting in that work. The kid's been grinding out there at the park, getting that feel for the receivers and getting to learn their route tree and how they run their routes and where they want the ball. And
what up, Raiderette?
That's the biggest step. Like I've been screaming the whole time for that kid to come in. I thought last year when he played in the preseason and Jimmy G was hurt and didn't get, no training
Oh, I
camp.
think he did
Was
great then.
only ready like 2 weeks before the season started. I was screaming, put in AOC. And I think if they would have put Aiden O'Connell in at the beginning of the year, we would have made the playoffs last year.
We might have made the playoffs for
Because
sure.
he didn't have any reps with the first string offense, with the first string receivers. He didn't have no timing with the Devontae Adams, which is key. He started getting time in with Trey Tucker, Michael Mayer, Jacoby Myers as the season went on. But if he was in that number one role in training camp like he is this year, I think that kid would have just took off and we would have blasted out last year and shocked the world. But we had Dick Daniels as a head coach, and it took him to get out of there. And,
I hated that guy.
He even tried to ruin AC, put him in with no protection. I've never seen a coach, like I was saying last night, I've never seen a coach in the NFL in my life put in a rookie and not change the playbook or dumb down the playbook, dummy it down to give the kid a chance. Like, he just set that kid up for failure because Raider Nation wanted him out. You had Mitchell Rands and Graf and all these big content creators saying the players were done with Jimmy G and they were done with, it was just a big hassle. And we want Aiden. And, you got people like Mitch saying, we want Aiden. And now he's saying Aiden will never be nothing but a backup in the NFL. But you know how it goes.
I was going to say, I heard Mitchell Renz. I don't even know exactly what he said, and I won't quote him verbatim, but there was a few times I was just like, ugh, like I gets on my nerves because AOC is the man. Like, you could see the potential in AOC. And when somebody sits there and downplays it, you're like, bro, you've been watching football for longer than I can even imagine. I don't know shit about football. And you can't even see the potential in AOC. Where are you blind? Do you not see, like, do you need glasses? Here, let me loan you mine.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that got those fogged up goggles on. Like,
they must have.
Like I said,
this.
I like AOC, but I don't care who's the quarterback. You can put in Anthony Brown as long as we win games. Like man,
who's
this
Anthony
right here.
Brown?
This says Raider family. It doesn't say Max Crosby. It doesn't say Devontae Adams. It doesn't say AOC. Raiders. That shit says Raiders. I'm a Raider fan. I'm not a player fan. I love the players because they're on my team. But once they're gone, Josh Jacob, see you, bro. Derek Carr, dude. I love Derek Carr. I love what he did for this team, but he's a saint, bro. Like that I don't follow players or their career after they go because I don't get in my feelings because in this organization, every time we get players and they start to become something, they get traded or something stupid happens, they get arrested and go to prison for killing people, drinking and driving. Like
wasn't that Henry Ruggs?
Yeah, Henry Ruggs.
Wasn't that Henry Ruggs? See, I even know that, and I don't even know Raiders.
Right. That was pretty good guess.
The only name that I do know, like a couple names I do know that aren't Raiders, is what my grandpa used to say. Walter Payton was the all-time running back for the Bears. Right. No, like the only names I do know that are not on the Raiders was Walter Payton was an all-time running back that my grandpa used to tell me for the Bears. Mike Ditka was an awesome coach, and the only reason why I know who he is because I watched that movie Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell, and he was in it. It's funny as fuck. And then, I know a couple of players, and I don't know, some of them are stupid, but, those are the few names that were like all-time people that were good at what they did. But so that actually puts me on to my next question. What areas of improvement do you think the Raiders need to make it to the Super Bowl this year?
If you listen to the nation, it's a quarterback. But
I'm saying your opinion.
In my opinion, I think we're there. I mean, people are gonna call me crazy, but like I've been a fan my whole life, 49 years. Fuck the other 31. There's only one nation. There's only one team in the NFL, bro. So, like, to me, you could call me biased, but I was not saying we were going to win the Super Bowl when they hired Dick Daniels. I was like, oh, my God, this is going to be the worst situation ever. Look what he did to the Broncos. The man left the Colts high and dry, got hired, didn't even call him and tell him, hey, I don't want the job. I'm just going to go back to New England and be an offensive coordinator. Like, so, man, that was the biggest mistake Mark Davis has ever made, but everybody makes mistakes and you grow from your mistakes. He made another mistake, not hiring Bisaccia, when Gruden had his shit going on, and Bisaccia should have been the coach then, but you make mistakes, you live and learn, and he did the right thing this time. He hired AP. The fans wanted AP. The players wanted AP. Max was ready to bounce. Devontae Adams would probably be with the Jets
wasn't
right
Max
now.
going to – I was going to say Devontae was going to go to the Jets. But who was Max going to go to? I didn't know he was going to leave.
Oh no, he basically said that he wants AP to be the coach, and if he's not the coach, then he might have to think about moving on
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
he's wanting to
yeah.
win a Super Bowl, and he thought AP gave them the best chance to win a Super Bowl. So, I mean, we have a
I
lot
believe
of
it
questions.
too.
I'm not saying that this is the greatest team ever to step on the grass. They got work to
Mhm.
do. We don't really know what Mumford's going to do at right tackle. He never played a full season. He's more of a run first. His pass blocking
Mhm.
percentage, I think, is a 68 if I'm somewhere in there. So he's not great at pass blocking. He's more of a
Right.
run blocker. He played way better on the left side. They're putting him back to the right side. So, I mean, we have questions. Colton Miller's on the PUP list, which means player unable to perform for newbies like yourself. So,
Mm, yeah.
with him being on that list, is it just a precautionary? Is he really hurt? Is he going to be ready when the season starts? But if he is ready and everybody's full swing, ready to go, and AOC grasp this
Mhm.
offense, our Gardner Minshew, I'm not going to be biased. If one of our quarterbacks take this offense
Let's
and
be
run
real,
with it,
AOC.
if they take the offense and run with it, the sky's the limit, bro. Because if you look at the
Yeah.
weapons we have on this roster, I mean, defense, we already know what the defense is. They're going to be top
Mhm.
five, if not better, maybe number one. I think they're going to be the best defense in the NFL, my opinion.
I
But
think so too.
then I mean,
I'm a little
you
biased.
got Getsy coming in who in Chicago was, he everybody says it was Justin Fields, but any way you want to slice it,
Mhm.
his running backs, the running game was still first 2 years ago and second last year. So he has a dominant run
That's
game. We're
good.
running lots of 12 personnel with two of the best young up and coming tight ends in the NFL that I believe are going to be just stars, both of them. So you're running a wide zone, which wears down the defense. It stretches out the field.
I'm in
It,
Florida, but I'm originally from Cali.
so it
Sorry.
stretches out the field. It's going to wear the defensive out. So I think the sky's limit. I think to make the Super Bowl, maybe next year. I think AOC probably needs one more year of our Garner, whoever's going to be the quarterback, needs one more year in this system. If they can come in and make the playoffs, if I'm gonna go out on a limb, you heard it here first, Raiders Rebel. If we make the playoffs, we're going to the Super Bowl. Like that's my opinion. That's
Oh,
what I
I
believe in my
guarantee.
heart.
I think if
Because
oh yeah,
with, with the
if
defense we
they go
have,
to the playoffs, they're gonna push.
with the defense we have and the experience on the coaching staff that have been there, done that, and Kaufman on speed dial, if we make the playoffs, there's not a team beating us if we stay healthy. If we make the playoffs healthy, we win the Super Bowl. Nobody's
Yeah.
taking that shit because nobody's scoring 16, 17. If they score more than 18 points a game on us, I'll be very, very
Mhm.
surprised. The teams didn't score but 16.9 last
Yeah.
year, and that's counting when Dick Daniels was the coach. So, you know, if that
Yeah.
continues, and you bring in guys like Christian Wilkins, and then you got DJ Devonshire, you got uh who else? Will Governor, like man, Sam Webb. There's a bunch of young studs on this roster that can really make an impact on this team, and there's a lot of vets that
Mhm.
might not have jobs
Right.
come in the next 17 days that might be looking for a new team. So, I mean, I think
Right.
we have the weapons. I think we have the coaching staff around us. I think AP's did the right thing. Like I said, surrounding him with people that know every aspect of the game. So he's learning, like he said in
Mhm.
his press conference, Max get better, AP get better, you know, Patrick Graham get
Yeah.
better, everybody get better, DA get better, which man,
Mhm.
if those guys can get better, that's just ridiculous because Max Crosby's already just
Right, because they're
absolute
pretty
unstoppable
amazing.
force of
Yeah.
nature. So yeah, if
Mhm.
those guys get better and this defense gels and AOC can just put up
They're
20
gonna be
points a game,
unstoppable.
yeah, I think we have a chance to make a Super Bowl run. I really, really, really do.
Nice. My favorite player, freaking Max Crosby, for show. Just because I would let that guy tackle me any day. But no, I think honestly, like I really see the potential in AOC as a player, and so he's becoming one of my favorite players as a quarterback, like favorite quarterbacks. And I mean, like I said, I don't know much about football when it comes to it. I know, like my grandpa used to talk about Walter Payton as an all-time running back, and that's really all I really know much about football as a kid. I used to be like, sports sucks. I hate sports. Let's go do girly shit. But as I've gotten older, I find, I like the camaraderie in it. I like how sports kind of makes you sit there and think and kind of, in a way, it's kind of like Sherlock Holmes. You're trying to guess what's going to happen next, and I really love that. So I'm going to go grab a drink real quick, but I want to ask you this question so you can answer it for them. How do you think the Raiders defense has evolved, and what challenges do you think we'll face in the upcoming season?
How have they evolved? Man, they went from
I'll be right
25th, I think, in the NFL to in the top 10 pretty much in 9 games. So I know evolution takes way longer. It's way slower than that. So I don't know about evolved, but I mean, they definitely turned the corner. They're definitely somebody to contend with. They definitely keep coaches up at night. They're definitely going to have quarterbacks losing sleep the day before they have to play the Raiders. So I mean, they've evolved in a gigantic way, like from here to here in the last 9 games, and they're just continuing to evolve. And with the leadership with AP, and been there, done that, and the fact that he wants players to be themselves, he allows them to be themselves. He don't try to change nobody. He don't want you coming in the building pissed off and upset. He wants you smiling. You want to be there, like he said, man. If you don't love this, shame on you. Like, so the defense definitely evolved when you go, like I said, from 25th to 10th or 9th in the NFL in just 9 games. I mean, that's a huge leap, and that's why I believe that the quarterbacks we face this season are not going to be as big of a problem as everybody seems to believe. I mean, all you got to do is look at the Patrick Mahomes game and look at the greatest quarterback on the planet that everybody says was totally shut out.
You mean Tom Brady?
Yeah. That's the greatest quarterback on the planet.
I'm
talking nowadays. So I mean, they pretty much shut out Kelsey, Patrick Mahomes, and they had that game dominated. Everybody says, well, Aiden O'Connell didn't throw a pass in the second quarter. He didn't have to, bro. He drove us down. He got us our first scores. He got us our first points. And the defense took over from there. And when you got a lead in the NFL against the greatest comeback guy, like maybe to ever live, because they're all Casey's when they're down, they come back, they lean on Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. So for them to not give him the ball and keep the ball out of his hands gave us the best chance to win. Like they say he was horrible. He threw a total of 8 passes in the second half. 2 were tipped balls, 3 were drops, and the other 2 were overthrown, or 3 were overthrown. Like, and a couple of them were just knocked away from the defenders. Like, he put the ball where it needed to be. The defender just made a great play on it. So it wasn't like Aiden O'Connell was ass in the Kansas City Chiefs game. He did exactly what he was asked to do, like he did the whole season. Don't turn the ball over. Don't run if you have to. Stay in the pocket, because your guys are going to protect you and give you time, and your receivers are going to come open. Like, you have 3 of the best receivers. I think Jacoby Myers could easily be a number 1 on any other squad. So you got those 2 guys, and then you add just the power of Brock Bowers, the route running, of Michael Mayer at 265 pounds. Like, we're just nasty, bro. It's just nasty.
My opinion on that game is he was a rookie, so it's not that he didn't do what he wasn't supposed to. It was he was new and he was learning. You know what I mean? So I think Aiden is doing exactly what he's supposed to do, because he's just learning along the way. So my next question. Okay, so actually this is like a off the wall question. So I know Max Crosby is defense. Is a wide receiver offense?
Yes.
Okay. So
They catch the ball from the quarterback.
Okay, so I just had to ask that stupid question. Okay. No question is a stupid question. There. Okay. So I don't really know like all the players' positions and stuff like that. So I'm still learning. Okay. Still learning. I just learned out what like a first down was.
I'm sure some of them like it doggy style. Some of them, I mean.
Yeah, got that. So okay,
You said
so
players' positions. That's the first thing came to my head, bro. Like
all
maybe
right.
missionary. I don't know. I'm not.
Okay.
That's not a question for me.
Right. So who is your favorite player of all time and what makes them stand out above the rest? And this is a two-part question. And who is your favorite player on the team right now and what makes them stand out? Unless they're the same person, like all time to now.
Uh,
And what made them stand
man,
out from every person you've ever like
coming with the
really
hard questions.
yeah.
Like I said, real that says Raiders. So I'm not really a player fan. I love everybody
Mhm.
on this team equally because they all, like I said, they all have their own part to this system to make it work, to make this train keep rolling. So I mean, but back in the day, like Howie Long, Lyle Alzado, uh, Ronnie Lott wasn't here very long, but when he came to the Raiders, he definitely switched to one of my number one players. Marcus Allen. Like I was a running back in high school. I ran a 4.6 40. I played running back for junior high, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th grade. Tore my knee out. Was done. Tore it twice. Tore it in basketball also. But yeah,
Damn.
so I mean, I looked up to Marcus Allen. I wanted to be like Marcus Allen. I know you mentioned Chicago Bears. Walter Payton was one of my all-time favorites just because he had a VHS tape that I could put in there and watch his workout regiments. And I tried to do that as a young kid, but I couldn't keep up with that man.
That's
So,
fun.
I mean,
Mhm.
Charles Woodson. I'm gonna have to go with
Nice.
C. I'm gonna have to go with C. Wood. Like Charles
Marcus
Woodson's
Allen. Nice. Ronnie
Charles
Lott.
Wilson's always been one of my favorites, and when he went to the
Okay.
Packers, I was young and I probably cried a little bit. I might have shed a tear, but when he came back, bro, I was the happiest little kid on earth. So, like, I guess I wasn't really a little kid then. So I
I
don't know.
guess the
It's kind of hard to answer. Like watching old days tapes, like Jim Otto. I have Jim Plunkett. I can't believe I even forgot about that. Like
okay, Jim
that was one of my
Plunkett.
idols because in the streets when you're playing football, you don't really have a running back position. You have a
Yeah.
quarterback. You have guys you're throwing the ball to. So I was that quarterback, and Plunkett. When I was 8 years old, they come to LA in their first year and won the Super Bowl. And to me, that was it for me. That was all I needed.
Okay. I guess I would say the only name I really knew growing up was like Joe Montana for the Niners.
And I guess nowadays, like, um, man, who is my favorite player right now?
I'd have to say Max Crosby just because. So I do love AOC when it comes to being a quarterback because I see his passion and I see how he is becoming a really great quarterback. But I'd say Max Crosby just because of how like he lives Raiders. He is Raiders. You know what I mean? Like you can see he is a Raider, live or die. Like he's just gonna right. Montana is GOAT, right? That's the only one I remember from the Niners when they won the Super Bowl in 1994.
Yeah, we only talk about Raiders in this chat, please.
But no, I'd have to say Max Crosby for mine just because of how you can see how he lives, breathes, and just is a Raider. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I mean, Max is definitely like
One of my
he's the
favorite.
king of Raider Nation. He's the king of the NFL. He should have been Defensive Player of the Year last year. If he wasn't on the Raiders,
Yeah,
he would have been. But I think mine's more like a Nate Hobbs. Like I
Nate
really like
Hobbs.
I really like Nate Hobbs. I really like just his style, how he's
What's
quiet,
good, Billy?
he's low key, and then
Hmm.
of course Max Crosby. I like everybody. Like I like
Yeah,
Trayvon
you're
Moorhead.
like I like them all.
I can't. I'm one of those guys that don't have a favorite because if you play for the Raiders, bro, you're family to me, and like if you're family, I don't show favoritism in my kids or my nieces or cousins or nephews. Like
Yeah.
I'm not about that life. So like if we're family, we're family. We're equal. So I'm not. I
I
don't know.
guess the reason why I pick a favorite player is because I don't really know much about the whole team. I don't really know much about all the players. I do like Wu Governor though. Watching him, for one, he has a really nice smile. I just have to say, his smile let off a lot of really nice energy from his chat with you. So I got just really good energy from that kid. He seems like he's a really good head on his shoulders and just proud to be a Raider. So I guess my next question would be, what do you remember What did you remember the Raiders, or when did you remember the Raiders winning the first Super Bowl that you can remember, and how
I
did it
know. I
impact
said
you
Walter
as a
Payton.
fan? How did the Raiders winning a Super Bowl for you, like the first time you remember one, and how did it impact you?
Well, I know that you're new to this, but man, you just keep stabbing me in the heart, bro. We haven't won a Super Bowl in like 40, what,
Well, it was
41,
like 85, I think it was, right? 85
41
or
years or
80 something,
some crazy. So yeah, I
or
seen the only
88, I
Super
think it was.
Bowl. I mean, I was alive for our
I
second
think it was
Super
88,
Bowl,
maybe.
but I was like 5 years old. So I mean, I remember kind of watching it, or the people watching it on TV, because I
Mm,
grew up without a dad, so my mom never watched football. So if I wanted to watch football, I had to go to my friend's
83.
house, and whatever their dad was watching, that was the team we watched. And thank God for me, it just happened to be the Raiders. Like, so whenever
Nice.
whenever it was Sunday, I was sneaking away to watch Raider games. So since I was
Nice.
5 years old, so I
That's
kind of
awesome.
remember the first one, but the second one, like I said, changed my life. Like 1983
Okay.
was, just coming to Los Angeles and winning their first year there with the team we had, and
Nice.
just the nastiness that they brought, and the physical
That's awesome.
aspect, the pain, ill intent, like AP preaches, like that's all coming back.
Yeah.
And that's why I think AP, like, to go back on your question earlier, is definitely the man for the job. Like, he's bringing back that old school Raider Nation, Raider way. And it's been a long,
Yeah.
long time since we had that. Gruden tried to do that shit, saying, all y'all got dreams, I ain't into dreams, I'm into causing fucking nightmares. Like, but that shit didn't work. Like, he pumped the team up a
Yeah.
little bit, but you got to stay
I
out of
think you just
emails and
got them
make dumb
more
comments.
happy.
And
Yeah.
you can't be doing stupid shit like that. So, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
1983.
I guess my next question kind of was connected to this one because it said, "What made you want to be a Raiders fan in the first place?" But I guess that was your friend's dad.
just the
So
just the culture, like the. I mean, I grew up a young kid. Like I
yeah.
said, single mom on welfare in the
Hmm.
hood, and everybody was Raider fans. Like, everybody I
Okay.
knew around me that I hung out with were all gangsters. They all banged, and they all rocked Raiders. So, and
Yeah.
then, like I said, when they won the Super Bowl, shit, that was pretty much all I needed. Like, they were
That
Super
was your
Bowl
kick in the right
champions, and that
direction.
was my team. And I mean,
That's
I
awesome.
don't regret any of it, but damn, it's been a long, long, miserable 40 years. When you
Right.
got teams that, are constantly in the playoffs and constantly good, and then you got Raiders that just have one or two good years and then fall off for 10 or
Yeah.
15 and then have a year or two good. I'm
Yeah.
hoping,
You know what, though? I
like
think AP
AP,
is going to take us there.
like Antonio Pierce said, man, I'm not building this team to get to the playoffs this year or win a Super Bowl this year. I'm building this team to be in the playoffs every single year I'm here. He wants
Yeah.
the franchise to get back to being contenders every year. And you're not a Super Bowl contender if you don't make the playoffs. So to be a Super Bowl contender in the NFL, you got to be in the playoffs. And that's what he's preaching. He's wanting to build this team for the long haul, not for today, not for
Hmm.
tomorrow, not like we did when Gruden was here, where we won three AFC championships and lost in the Super Bowl. Like, he wants to build this for the long haul, and I respect him for that, because there's a lot of fans that have a dirty taste in their mouth for a long, long time. And I don't know how old people are in the chat, but I'm sure most of them are probably in their 30s and aren't old enough to see a Super
30s
Bowl.
or older. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not old enough to remember that Super Bowl live, but that way is back, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I can remember for a
I
kid.
think, from my
The way's back,
opinion,
the
if
feeling's back. It's in the air. You could just feel it every time anybody has an interview or a press conference. They're speaking from the heart. They all say the same thing. This is not one person team. Everybody's bonded together. They gel together. They go out together. They go bowling together. They play paintball together. Like that. Now they're in Costa Mesa, away from all their families, where there's not
yeah.
supposed to be any fans or any drama, just
Yeah.
camaraderie and bonding.
Yeah, one sec. Tony, actually, I checked out this morning, Chef, and I couldn't find his live either. I looked for it. I thought it was there, and when I went back, it was gone. So I don't think he did one because I looked and looked and looked, and I couldn't find his live. I couldn't find Lunatic's live. I guess so. This leads me to my last question,
That kind of
because I
worries me,
guess,
because that dude never misses a live, man.
well, no, it showed that he posted a live, but then when I went back, it wasn't there. it was just gone. Like I looked and looked
Yeah,
and looked.
I
I was
didn't get
like,
a notification this morning
"Where?"
either. I was up.
No,
Yeah, I
I
didn't.
got one, but it like as soon as I clicked on it, it was gone. I was like, weird. I thought it was a glitch or something. So I guess my last question, because my very last question was about the Super Bowl, which you already explained. So who is your favorite coach, and since you've been a fan, and who is your favorite coach of all time, like just for any team, who is your most favorite coach of the NFL, and who is your favorite coach for the Raiders since you've been a fan?
Um, like I
Because I
said,
know there are other coaches that are, on other teams that are really good. There's other players that are really good, and I hope,
I'm
one
glad
day I
I'm
will
glad you
understand who
know
they all
that,
are.
but I did not know that. To me, there's only one team in the NFL, so I don't really care about other coaches. I mean, there's a lot of great coaches like Andy Reid, uh,
Mhm.
Mike Tomlin. I mean, the list goes on and on. But for me, I'd have to say Madden was one of my favorites just because he was a Raiders coach, and then after a Raiders coach, he was constantly on TV. So, I just constantly grew up hearing that dude saying "Wow, pang, bam, boom," and crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
Making up words that nobody's ever heard of that people still say today. And then, I mean, Tom Flores. I'm gonna have to go with Tom Flores, the first Latino coach ever to coach in the NFL and took us to a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl as a player, won a Super Bowl as a coach, and I believe
Okay.
won a Super Bowl as an assistant coach under
Nice.
under Madden. So I mean, to me,
Tom
that's the man.
Flores.
Yeah, to me, that's the guy
I
right
could
there.
say I remember Madden being like a main coach or something. Like I remember John Madden just because I used to play the games on my PlayStation. I was like, oh shit! I always won when I played with the Raiders too. It was funny.
But
Funny fact. I used to hear about John Gruden because my uncle is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and he would talk about John Gruden for Tampa Bay Buccaneers or whatever when they used to play when he like first came in. So like when I was a little teenager, I think it was, or when he first came in, I was a little fangirl. I was like, oh my God, he's so hot. I
but
used to think
I
John
mean,
Gruden was
I
cute.
like Gruden too. I was a big big advocate for Gruden when he came to the. I was like, man, the Raiders going to turn it around. And he turned it around
Yeah.
once, and he almost had it turned around again. Like the dude's just. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a great coach, but
He was much better than Dick Daniels for sure.
like they said, you got Hugh Jackson,
Hmm.
uh, Jack Del Rio, dude. I gotta say this, Jack Del Rio. Like we had one of the best teams we've had in a long time that I can remember with Jack Del Rio. He had a
Hmm.
great coaching staff, kind of like AP does now. And I mean, Derek Carr had one of his
Hmm.
best years. We would have made it to the playoffs. So I mean, Del
So
Rio,
is Del Rio a coach? He was a
yeah.
coach. Okay. And was he a coach for just the Raiders or
No, he's coached for many other teams. I don't know what
okay.
he's doing right now. Anybody in the chat? Somebody pop it up. I think last time I heard he was in Washington, like a defensive coordinator or
Okay.
something, but I think he got
I'm like,
fired
you
from
throwing out names. I'm like, who are these people?
right. Well, that's what I said. Like you don't know, and you
I'm
got to be
learning. I'm
prepared.
learning.
You got to
I'm
be
learning.
prepared.
I'm learning. I
Google it as
am.
we
I think I
go.
was pretty prepared. I think I was pretty prepared for this for the
Yeah,
most
yeah,
part.
you're doing pretty good.
And I'll go back and watch this too. So now, so I didn't know where they traded Gruden to the Buccaneers. I never knew. I never really watched football back then. I just remembered my uncle used to be my uncle is a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. He
Hold
literally
on,
used to go
I don't
around
mean to
saying
cut you
Bill
off.
Cowher was his father.
Leo's saying that trading John Gruden to the Tampa Bay Bucks had a bigger
Mhm.
impact than the Tuck rule, bro.
What's the
The
Tuck rule?
So the Tuck rule is the play that made Tom Brady pretty much. Tom Brady was
Oh,
a
okay.
was a nobody, had a shittier year than Aiden O'Connell. If you want to go back and look at the stats, threw more interceptions than but played the full year. But
Yeah.
anyways, Tom Brady came in a snow game against the Raiders when we had a chance to probably make the Super Bowl again that year. We had a dominant team. Charles Woodson was one of my favorite. And the game was in the bag. We had it wrapped up. Charles Woodson sacked Tom Brady, or we thought sacked Tom Brady, but
Hmm.
he was getting ready to throw the ball, and the NFL just came up with a new rule off the top of their head. I guess it was been in the playbooks or been in the rule book for a long, long time, but nobody had ever heard it before. They just decided to
Yeah.
pull it out when there was a sack for a fumble and a touchdown, and we basically had the game won. So it's called the tuck rule because they say if a quarterback is not on the back, it's not a fumble. If his arm's going forward and he has a chance to try to bring it down, basically it's just bullshit.
Oh, and then tuck it and okay.
Let's just be real. The tuck rule is bullshit.
So it's like a fake. Is it like a fake? So is the tuck rule like a fake? You go to throw it and then you tuck and run,
no,
or
like I mean, if you're going to throw the ball and you see somebody coming, or you're starting, you can pull it down.
Yeah, you move it and run, right?
Pull it down instead of throwing. Pull it down to run, and they call it a tuck rule. But that shit never happened. His arm was going backwards. It never started going forward. Anyways, the Patriots went on to make it to the playoffs.
Oh, I remember that name, Peyton Manning. I remember.
The Patriots went on to make it to the playoffs, win the Super Bowl, and the legacy of Tom Brady started.
That's funny. That's funny. Art Shell. Who's Art Shell?
Oh yeah. Hey, thank you, Ray Love. Art Shell. Art Shell was
Who's that?
Was a Raider for life. A great offensive lineman. A great coach. Just
cool. Okay, he was a player and a coach.
Yeah, a player and a coach. He's in the Hall of Fame also.
So he was like AP.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a
See,
lot
and
of
that's what I love about
that's
what I love about AP, because I think AP is going to be an amazing coach because he's played as a player. And hasn't he won Super Bowls also for the Giants? Right? It was the Giants.
Who? Antonio Pierce?
He used to play for?
He was the middle linebacker, pretty much the leader of the defense.
And they won Super Bowls with him, right?
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl. They beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
It was actually 17-0 for the season. Didn't lose a
game. Was it
game.
when Peyton Manning played?
Eli Manning, his brother.
Eli. Oh, cool. Wait, is that the guy? Did I see that? Is that the little? I think I seen them on a live chat once on YouTube. Do they do live chats on YouTube? Eli and Peyton Manning.
Yeah, they do. They do a Monday Night Football kind of talk over skit play-by-play thing. Also,
okay. I was gonna say I think I've seen them. Okay, that's funny. Well, that is all the questions I have for you. I don't really know what else to ask.
Well, hey,
that's my dog's Raider outfit. Little dog shirt.
Where is Roro?
He went with Roller to the woods. They're hiking. I get doggy free day. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Second time Art Shell. Yeah, no.
Right.
So man, welcome to the nation. I hope you learned a little bit about football. I hope you remember what a wide receiver does. Max plays defensive end. He tries to tackle quarterbacks.
Yeah. I know the wide receiver catches the ball and runs. Wait, right?
Well, I hope you catch it and runs. You don't want to catch it. You don't want to catch it and get tackled. Like that's not the object of the game. You want to try to score. So,
I mean, if I was a wide receiver, I'd wait to get tackled. But that's just me.
Max Crosby's not ever going to tackle you, bro. Give it up.
I know. But hey, we can dream, okay? We can fantasize.
We can dream.
We all have our moments.
So let everybody know where they can find Anonymous Raiderette.
It is youtube.com/@Anonymous Raiderette. And then I also have other channels. On my Instagram, it's just Candy Angel. On my other YouTube channel, it's Tripping with Candy, because I like to travel around the United States and share my journey. I think TikTok is Candy_Angel maybe. And then Twitter is Candy's Kind. Yeah, I have a few. I have a bunch. Just Google me. Well, actually, don't Google me. You can go to my website also. Yeah, you might find some things on there.
Some things you don't want to see, and they might.
Or things you do.
Or things you do.
Or things you do. Or things you do. I'm just saying. No, but you could go to my website actually, right?
Just
delete that one.
Yeah. No. If I come up in a video you're clicking on, I'm just saying.
No, you can see my website. I have modeling photos. I've been modeling for 16 years.
What is that website?
Know a little bit about me. It's candyangel.com. It's on your hat. Thank you. Yeah, so you can actually see it on my website. I have modeling photos, I have links, I have blogs. I actually just wrote a book. I'm in the process of editing and putting out hopefully within the next year. I'm just doing a lot of traveling right now, so y'all should check it out. It's pretty good. And you know, there's also those spicy links if you're ever interested in those as well.
D-Menace, salute my brother. Thanks
You
for
can find it
pulling up.
all on my website, guys. But yeah, I'm super excited to be part of the family and just learn everything I can. I'm really interested in the Raiders. I like what I see from them. I'm excited to really see a Super Bowl this year. If they when they go to the Super Bowl, I will find my way to a game. At least one or two this year, I will find my way. So,
So
and no matter what, I might be going to Hawaii at some point and streaming from the Raiders bar. Never know. Never know. I travel a lot, so.
So you got all them
Yeah, cool Raiders
tattoos. Where's your
travel.
Raider tat?
I am new to the Raiders and I haven't gotten any more tattoos since last
That,
year.
that's
And
not
I
an
just became a
excuse,
Raider
bro.
fan this year. I'm working on it. My
Stand up.
anonymous Raiderette tattoo is
Stand up. Let
coming.
me see your tattoos. How many tattoos you got?
I'm like,
Tell the
I
nation.
have like 80 some tattoos. I got a few. I
Don't
got
get me
some up
banned. Pull that
here.
shirt.
I got a few. I got some tattoos. So I got, you know, they're everywhere.
All them
I got
tattoos
some.
and no Raider tats. Wow.
Hey, I just became a Raiders fan this year. I haven't had a tattoo since last year. I'm working on it. I'm
All right,
working on
so
it.
let's get into the chat a little
Thank you,
bit. See
Chef.
if anybody has anything to say. What we got here? I don't know. Did they pop up? Damn.
Yeah, I got a few.
Ray
I'm a
Love
tattoo
says,
girl.
"Welcome,
I love it.
Anonymous. Salute, salute."
Thank you, guys.
D-Mena says, "Good stuff. Welcome to the nation, Anonymous."
Thank you, guys. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Okay, I will have an anonymous Raider tat this year. I will have my initials AR, which is kind of funny. It's Arkansas also, and I no, no, that's bullshit.
See, no Raider
That's kind of
tats is
funny.
crazy.
Like
Lawrence says, "No Raider tats is
I'm
crazy."
working on it. I haven't had a tattoo since last year, or probably the year before. I think it was 2022 when I got my last tattoo, wasn't it? Or no, wait, it was before I went to Hawaii. I think in like
Yeah,
April before I
I'm
went to
thinking.
Hawaii.
I'm thinking about getting a new one. You see the new logo that they put out for the 65-year anniversary. I'm thinking about popping that.
I haven't even seen that. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it got the swords and the little Super Bowl thingies. Yeah.
Well, I will tell you one thing. You definitely have to go to Allegiant Stadium. They have tours you guys can do. I don't know if y'all have been there, but I walked around there. They have a tour for like $85 and it's like 60 for the tour. But if you do it for like 85, you get like 2 drinks, some thing, a meal, like a little thing through the thing. It's pretty awesome. You get to go check it out. Right when you're walking up, there's like little Raider symbols everywhere. It's freaking sick. You walk in, you're like,
Yeah, they got
oh,
little pavers with
yeah,
Raider
little
symbols.
papers of Raider. It's pretty sick.
And the fucked up thing
It's
is, I
pretty
used to
sick.
be in the Union, and I had a chance to go back to Vegas and work
Nice.
on Raider Stadium, but I couldn't get away. I was here, have shit going on. Kind of got hit by a dump truck.
Leo,
Fucked up for a little
actually, I have a question for you, Leo. How are you able to sell those with the logo unless you have a agreement with the NFL? Because I looked into it because I do. So that's another thing, you guys, on my website, you can go check out my stuff. They wouldn't let me put Raider stuff. So I tried to print up some Raider stuff for my channel or for my website, and they would not let me. They said I need a license agreement with the NFL. So you have to get that. So I don't know if maybe you print up your own stuff.
Where's my
Or
Raiders
if
Rebel
you
shirt?
have,
You got my shirt? Show that.
I washed it. It's in the washer.
Show it to the people.
I washed it. Hold on, let me go grab it again. I'm like, I'll show you your shirt.
Raph
This
in
is
the
one I printed up.
building. What's good, Raph?
I'm like,
Salute, my brother.
this is the one I printed up. Hold on, let me find it. Oh, actually, it's dry, so it's perfect.
So y'all got any questions about Candy Angel, Anonymous Raiderette, Tripping with
Anonymous
Candy?
Raiderette. Yeah, y'all could go check out my fun stuff. So yeah, this is one I custom designed for him.
Man, commitment to excellence, baby.
And then I have your little symbol on the
Hey, that's me.
arms.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you. Little rebel. So yeah, I'll send that to you. I gotta send that to you.
Yeah, I
But
need my
yeah,
shirt
so I
back.
custom design stuff. It's weird though. I custom design things, but they do not let me put actual Raiders stuff itself. It can't be like the actual NFL symbol. So
Salute,
if you
chef.
want something custom designed, let me know. What up? If you want something custom designed, let me know. So I do have to get going though, so I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you for answering my questions. I truly appreciate you bringing me on your channel.
Hey, no
I
problem.
appreciate it.
Everybody go
And
follow
I'm
Anonymous
looking
Raiderette.
forward. Thank you
Share
guys.
her page,
Yes,
share
please
her
share, share,
channel,
share. If y'all
subscribe
want
to the
anything,
subscribe to the Naughty Links if you're into that.
okay, see that's what I thought, Leo. You have to print it yourself if you're going to do the NFL. Or well, so you don't. You actually I looked into it. You actually have to contact the NFL and give them a license agreement, and then you just have to give them a percentage of the
Yeah, but they
what you
want
make.
$100,000. They want
No, no, you can
$100,000 or
do.
up to 100 grand, like some crazy shit
Yeah,
to
well, you
celebrate.
have to have a certain amount of sales or whatever. Like it has to be a real big store or whatever. So, oh, I have two boys. My boys are 21 and 23 this year.
Nice, nice. I'm 49. I got a
Yeah,
daughter and a son, and
nice. How old are your kiddos? I'm 44.
25 and just turned 23.
I was gonna say Austin. No, he turned 22, I thought. Oh no, he just turned 23.
23.
No, because
Daughter's
I thought he was a
daughter's
year younger.
25. Grandson is
Oh,
almost
okay.
2 in November. And Mike G,
Nice.
thanks for pulling up. My guy.
All right, what up? But yes, I do have to go though. I have some stuff I gotta get done. But thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it.
Hey,
And
thanks for
I
coming
look
on.
excited to do another live with you. Maybe next
Anytime.
time I can pull you up on mine if I get enough followers.
Yeah, keep up the good work. Keep dropping them videos, and the more videos you make, and the more stuff you watch about the Raiders, the more you'll fall in love with it, and the more knowledge you'll get about football
That
and
is
this
guaranteed,
franchise.
yes.
But you can never have too much information and knowledge about the franchise. These glasses are killing me with this
Right.
light.
I know. I can't even wear my glasses because the freaking
The
glare
glare
kills
off
me.
it's ridiculous. I keep putting my head down so
Yeah.
I'm not blinding myself. But yeah, so
Right. Thank
there you
you.
have it.
I hope you guys have a good
Anonymous
night.
Raiderette is no
Raiders.
longer anonymous. So what are you changing your name to since you're no longer anonymous?
I do not know yet. I do not know. I kind of like it still being anonymous. I don't know why. I just do.
It just doesn't make
It's not
sense
like I
to
could
us,
say,
dude.
well, I mean, I could say Queen Anonymous. I don't know. I don't know. Candy Raiderette? Raiderette Candy? I don't know. Something. I'll figure it out. I got to figure out something. I got to come up with a good one, though.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
But I also have it on my hat, too, though. So I am the anonymous Raiderette.
so what's your prediction?
I'm the non-anonymous.
How many wins do you think the Raiders win this year? They play 17 games, so you have to have it within
17.
17.
I think they're gonna win 13 at least.
13 and 4.
I don't know why.
You
13
just
is my lucky number on
you're
this
just
one.
copying me.
Whatever. They're gonna win 15 and 2.
Start your
No,
new
I
job
really
on
do think
Monday. Nice.
I'd say 12 or 13. I think they'll win between 12 and 13 games, and then 4 or 5 losses. I would say that though.
Right on, right on.
But
Well,
yeah.
we let everybody go and end by saying
Thank you guys.
one thing.
Raiders!
Raiders!
Thank you. Bye,
Hey,
guys.
thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming
Good
on.
night.
Appreciate you. All right, y'all. So that was Anonymous Raiderette. We made it 1 hour and 2 minutes. Not bad, not bad. I appreciate y'all pulling up. If y'all still want to talk Raiders, man, drop some questions. Let's break it down. I'm still good to go. If not, I'm gonna jump off here and smoke some trees, Appreciate it, Chris. Hey, when we gonna do one? You down for tomorrow? You got anything planned? Let me know. Also, Leo, I want to try to get with you too. Maybe I'll just have your whole team on there, turf, rundown. I'll pull all 4 of you up. Hit me up. Let me know if y'all want to do that. Have a little breakdown of what the hell is it called? What's y'all 4 called? I can't. I drew a blank. On with Murph. Hell yeah. I'm gonna have to check that out tomorrow. Hell yeah. How many wins? Oh man, I don't flip flop. I said at the beginning of the season, 13-4, and I'm standing my ground. Like if we win more than that, great. If we lose more than that, I'm not gonna be disappointed because I'm a Raider fan and I don't get in my feelings. I don't get disappointed because it's just a way of life when you're with the nation. You never know what's gonna happen with this organization. So yeah, 13-4, man, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why if you want me to explain. We play a lot of great quarterbacks, but a lot of those great quarterbacks can't make plays from their back or running for their life. And with this defensive line and Spillane back there and whoever decides to be the other linebackers, Masterson or the Diablo, Eichenberg, whoever's back there, the corners aren't really going to have that hard of a time because in the past, they've had to cover, especially when we play Kansas City or the Ravens. They have to cover guys for 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, sometimes 10 seconds, which is absolutely ridiculous in the NFL. For you to have to cover a guy for 10 seconds, your defensive line is not doing this job if that quarterback is running around for 10 seconds. I'm still in the live. I'll call you back. So, yeah, I think this defense is just going to cause havoc on opposing quarterbacks. They're going to cause havoc on opposing offensive line. And a lot of those teams that we play do not have an offensive line to control the players we have up front. It's not just Max Crosby no more. That's a thing of the past. You have Malcolm Kuntz, who came on absolutely huge. Eight sacks in his last 8 games, 2, 3 forced fumbles. That man's an absolute beast. Tyree Wilson's coming to his own. He's showing up with Max Crosby at the defensive end, whatever they call that thing that they did. Like he's attached to his hip. The kid's willing to learn. He's healthy. He's not missing half a training camp. He's got a whole training camp behind him. So this defensive line is going to be absolutely nasty. And I don't see these quarterbacks like Joe Burrow picking us apart because you can't throw from your back. Like I said, you can't throw from your back. And if you can't throw from your back, who are you going to throw it to? What are you going to do? Run the ball? That's the one thing that scares me is we still are a little weak at stopping the run. I mean, just look what the Bears did to us with a backup quarterback last year that didn't even play D1 football, and I don't even really know how made it to the NFL. But they ran all over us. With Christian Wilkins in this lineup, I just don't see people running all over us, and they're going to have to throw the ball a little bit more. And when you throw the ball with Jack Jones over there, the crypt keeper, bro, you know what happens. So, like I said, man, 13-4. I know it's a reach, but I just don't see these offenses scoring these high amount of points or games like some of the teams we played last year, Detroit, and that was just a ridiculous game. Chicago game was a ridiculous game. Like those are games we should have all won. The Minnesota game we should have won. Yeah, I know it's all Aiden O'Connell's fault, but so I think, like I said, like Mike Tyson, everybody has pain till they get punched. Hey, 100% facts. Everybody has a plan till they get punched in the mouth. So, yeah, they're going to be punching a whole lot of people in the mouth this year. And I see that defense just dominating and shutting people down. And if they can control these opposing quarterbacks that we have to play, I could see us beating a team like Cleveland. I could see us beating a team like the Bengals. I could see us beating a team like the Jaguars. That's 3 right there. I mean, the Donkeys twice, that's 5. Maybe go 1-1 with the Chargers, that's 6. You go 1-1, or maybe sweep our division, whatever. That's 7. I mean, there's a lot of teams on this roster we can beat. The Steelers, we don't know what they're going to be. We don't know what they're going to do yet. I'm hearing that Russell Wilson might not even have a job. There's talk, I know it's crazy talk, just like they do with the Raiders, talking nonsense. They don't have nothing else to talk about. But what if Russell Wilson gets cut and don't have a job and they go with Justin Fields? Are they going to be a better team? Or are they going to be just a run team like the Chicago Bears were last year? So I'm not really afraid of any of these teams. I think the only thing we have to be worried about is the stretch where we go. We play the Bengals, then we have 2 weeks off, or yeah, we have 2 weeks off. Then we got to go to Miami. Then we got to come home to Denver, or no, we go to Denver. I think Miami to Denver, and then back to play the Tampa Bay Bucks and Baker Mayfield, which that's going to be a rough ass stretch. Anytime you got to go from the West Coast completely to the East Coast one time in a year is bad enough. The only thing that I think is going to help us is we have 2 weeks before we have to go to Miami, so we get a little rest before we have to go on that three road trip scramble right there. So I think that's going to help a lot. And if AP is smart, like I know he is, then the rest of this coaching staff, they're probably going to be in Florida maybe 4 or 5, maybe a whole week before, just to get acclimated to the climate there, because it's a big difference between where they're at now, California and Vegas, to go to that humidity in Florida. So like that's the only stretch I really see. Facts, Rebel, I do agree all the way, my man. Appreciate it. What else? Facts, man. We're good to be a good team, no matter what the media and all the NFL say. Yeah, bro. The NFL just hates. Look, I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it the rest of my life because it's happened my whole entire life. The media knows this is the most pristine franchise, the most pristine fans in all of sports. I don't care what anybody says. I know you have teams like the Yankees. I guess they probably be up there. The Cowgirls you might want to put up there, but they really haven't been all that lately. But the Raiders, man, the Raiders is known worldwide, all over the planet. Our fans are ridiculous. How many teams do you know that have content creators making content all year long during the off season when they have nothing to talk about? These people making this content know damn well that all they got to do is mention the word Raiders or Max Crosby or AP, and everybody in the nation's clicking on it to see what it's about. So they're going to get their clicks. They're going to get their clickbait. They're going to get read. And that's why they just want to keep bringing up Raider shit. Like, it's all garbage. It doesn't make sense. You have to be an absolute idiot to look at this team and say we can only win 6 games. Like, an absolute idiot. And if you believe we can only win 6 games, I'm calling you an idiot. I'm sorry, but you're just fucking stupid, bro. There's no way in hell this team is only winning 6 games, no matter who the quarterback is. Like, it's okay. There is one way, but I'm not going to put that shit out there. And it would take half of our team to not be out there on the field. But that's the only way. And I just don't see that happening, man. This team is in shape. They're ready to go. Everybody has a great work regimen. Like, they're taking ice baths. They're taking hot baths. They're getting their body. They got the blood flow pumping. You know, everybody's stretching. Max Crosby is like Gumby. That dude is flexible as hell. Malcolm Coons, all these guys. So, you know, when you got that ability to flex and bend, you have a less chance of getting hurt. So when you got guys like that are in shape, and you got your percentage of something stupid happening is a lot smaller because you're bendable and flexible. Yeah, definitely. So facts, man, talk that shit. You know, I'm always talking shit. That's what I do. You see me on every live, I'm in there talking shit, bro. That's what I like to do. I like to conversate. I like to debate Raiders. And I really like proving people wrong. I love seeing people eat crow that think they know everything, and then they'll be like, oh, well, that's not really what I said. Or that, man, I keep receipts, bro. I keep receipts. I screenshot every stupid comment ever. One day I'll probably make a live and just post all the stupid comments that I get and put them up there and just talk about that shit, because some of them are just absolutely ridiculous. I've been a Raider fan back when the Cardinals were in St. Louis. Damn, Lawrence, you my age. How old? Oh, you don't have to tell me how old you are if you don't want to, but hey, that's a long time, bro. I feel for you. I'm sorry that you had to go through what I've had to go through. Like, this is a hard organization to love, but I know guys like you and the rest of people in this chat are diehard Raider fans, and they're not just guys that flip flop and only want to jump on the bandwagon when we're winning. But there are a lot in this fan base that only like the Raiders when they're winning. When they're not, they're probably San Diego Charger fans or Kansas City fans. But when we're winning, they're Raider fans. That's fine. Do you? But, man, win, lose, or tie, Raiders till I die, always. What else we got? The pup list. Colton Miller. Is it really something to stress about? Or are we good? Are they just putting him on the pup list because, he's unable to perform? Obviously, he's still dealing with the rehabbing the shoulder surgery. We have JPJ, who they say there's no injury, it's just precaution. But man, if you get a lower back or something like that injury, that could be very, very, very bad for this team. If JPJ is not on that offensive line, my 13-4 goes out the window. I'm telling you right now, like without Colton Miller and JPJ, I'm dropping down to like maybe last year's stat, like 8-9. Like, we got to have an offensive line. If you cannot protect AOC or Garner Minshew or Anthony Brown, if you can't protect those guys, they can't do their job. Like, they have to have time to let their receivers come open. Unless it's AOC, he's really good at throwing guys open, in my opinion. Like, the more I watch tape on this guy, he leads players. For him to not have the timing or much, like he only had a couple games practicing with them before he was thrown into the mix, and for him to be able to recognize their route trees that fast and grasp where he needs to put the ball and when he can throw into double coverage and when he can throw into triple coverage, because there's plenty of plays on his highlight reel where he's burned the ball into triple coverage, and you don't do that as a 4th round pick in the NFL. Definitely not your rookie year, bro. Tom Brady didn't play his rookie year. Patrick Mahomes didn't play his rookie year. My boy Peyton Manning played his rookie year, but he probably wished he didn't play his rookie year. 28 interceptions with 26 touchdowns. Yeah, he threw the ball 500,000 times, but come on, man. Like, that was a 1st round pick that threw 28 interceptions in his first year. Also, while we're speaking of turnovers, everybody's high on the Garner train, but go check the man's stats. I don't know if it's 33 or 43 or 48, but I think it's 48 games that he has started or played in the NFL. He has 34 fumbles in his career. Bro, that's why he has paid backup money, in my opinion. That's why he got backup money. And you could say it's not backup money, but Mariota was on this team backing up Derek Carr, and he made $11 million, I believe, in one season. So that's more than they're paying Garner. So for everybody that says Garner Minshew has to be the starter because he's getting paid starter money, bro, if he's willing to come to a franchise for 2 years as a starter for $25 million, what does that say he thinks about himself? I'll wait. Exactly. There is no way in hell that dude is coming in thinking he's going to be a starter for 2 years on this team for $25 million. He underestimated his worth, in my opinion. Like, he's definitely worth more than that if he has a chance, or they thought he had a chance to beat out Aiden. I personally do not believe that AP, Tom Telesco, or anybody else on this staff thinks that Garner is going to win the job. That's why they paid him what they did. That's why they brought him in. They told the man he was going to be a backup. He's told everybody that they told him he has to fight for this job. So he's not getting paid starter money. That's not a reason to be a backup. I love the fact that there's a competition, because it's just going to push Aiden O'Connell to be better. He was a 7th, 8th string backup in Purdue. So, I mean, the kid knows what it means to be at the bottom and fight through adversity. And let me ask you one thing, whoever's left in this chat. If you're a quarterback in college, you get drafted to a historical franchise or any franchise like the Raiders, and you get a chance to come in drafted in the 4th round and start the rest of the season, do you really think that kid is not going to give it everything he fucking has not to lose that job? This is his career. This is his dream. He's dreamed of being in this spot his whole life. And you can say Garner dreamed the same thing. But guess what? Garner got drafted to the Jaguars. He had his chance to live out his dream, and he failed and got sent to Philadelphia. He had a chance to live out his dream there. He failed and got sent to the Colts. He had a chance to live out his dream there, and he couldn't even beat out Anthony Richardson, who is not that great of a quarterback. Yes, he's a freak of a nature. Yes, he's built like a brick shithouse. But what did that do for him in the 4th game when he tore his shoulder and was out for the season? It did absolutely nothing. So Garner has had his chance to live out his dream, and he's failed. Yes, he still has another chance to live out his dream. But from what he's shown in the past, to me, he's not good enough to take this job from Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell has way too much upside. He has AOC, he has Devontae Adams' blessing. He has Max Crosby's blessing. He has Scangarello, the quarterback coach, said, bro, this dude is dead ass accurate, and I don't say that lightly. Like, when you got a guy that's been in the NFL that long and says he doesn't take that lightly, how many quarterbacks has he coached and been around to say this dude is one of the most accurate kids I ever seen? You know who else was super accurate? Tom fucking Brady. That's right. Tom Brady is why when he came in his 2nd year, after sitting for a year behind Drew Bledsoe, a bomb-ass quarterback, just like Patrick Mahomes got to do, sit for a year behind Alex Smith. I don't know. I think it was Alex Smith, but I don't know. I really don't care about the Chiefs. But they both had the opportunity to sit and learn. The difference between AOC and those quarterbacks is AOC didn't get to sit and learn. He got to learn hands-on. And I don't know about you, but in my life, when it comes to reading some shit, bro, I could read it all day, but I'm not going to know shit. It's not going to do nothing for me unless I'm physically doing what I'm reading while I'm reading it. So to have that time in the NFL, get to learn the speed of the NFL, get to learn how hard these fools hit, how much time you have to throw the ball, where you need to put the ball, where your receivers like to catch the ball, the route trees they run. When you have that hands-on timing, it makes a whole world of difference. Rebel, there is any quarterback in college that you want to draft next year? There is not really. There is not. I do not like Shedeur Schrader or Shedeur Sanders. Fucking Schrader. I do not like Shedeur Sanders. I think that kid is entitled. He grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. Yes, he's had to work for everything he has. He's a player. But I guarantee you, Deion Sanders was in Vegas for a reason. And that reason was to try to get his son drafted. And I will guarantee you again twice, that Vegas isn't the only place Deion Sanders went and tried to get a team to draft his kid. Now, he could say, I want him to play for the Raiders. That's the best organization. Bro, you were a Cowboy and a Niner. Come on, man. Don't act like you wanted to be a Raider or you love the Raiders. So, because his dad, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, his daddy's going to try to get him a job, bro. Like, he did have an outstanding year. I'm not going to lie. The kid's a great quarterback. But does he have what it takes to make it in the NFL? Only time will tell. would I risk trying to go get that quarterback? No. Like if I was going to risk anything, I said it, and I said it again. Jaden Daniels was the only person I was willing to put up draft picks, but I wasn't giving up three first rounds for anybody. There's not a player on the planet that's worth 3 first round picks. That just sets your franchise back if it doesn't work out so far that you can't come back from it. Look at Jamarcus Russell and what that did to our franchise and how long it took this franchise to recover from that stupid ass pick. So no, there's not really a college quarterback. I'm giving AOC time, man. I'm giving him this year. At the end of this year, if he gets the start and he's the man, I'll evaluate then and decide whether I think we need to go get a quarterback or if we just need to give this kid a shot. But I could tell you right now, in my heart, from watching tape over and over and over and over, I don't know how many times I've watched the Kansas City game, the Minnesota game, that everybody says AOC was ass. Bro, no, he was not. He still throws some amazing balls. We say he's a statue. How do statues roll out of the pocket and win games against the New York Jets? Well, top 5 defense in the NFL with Sauce Gardner. How does AOC come back from a 3 to down 9-3? Down 9-3. Now, that's not defense that came back. Defense didn't score in any of these games. That's Aiden O'Connell. Drove us down to get us back in the game and then scrambled out of the pocket on the run and threw a dime up in the air where 6'4" Michael Mayer over the 6-foot defender that was covering him could get it. He put it a perfect ball. Let's go again. The Chargers game. I think we had 4th and 13. Antonio Pierce said, fuck it, let's go for it. Does he go pick up 13 yards? No, he throws double coverage to Devontae 38 yards down the field on the sideline, and DA catches it and lands with his elbow inbounds. Like, man, so the kid is fearless. He has all the mental capacity. He reads defense absolutely amazing. And if you don't believe me, go put on the tape and watch that kid in the Chargers. His very first game ever, his first play ever was a sack by Khalil Mack. You know what happened on his next play? He changed the play at the line of scrimmage. This is his first game. First game as a 4th string quarterback in the NFL, as a clipboard holder, 3rd string quarterback. No reps with the 1st string, not knowing Devontae Adams, not knowing Jacoby Myers. The only thing he knows about them is what he's seen in practice. Anyway, the very next play, he changes the play, points out the defense, switches the play, and hits Jacoby on a high post route, slanting up the middle for 28 yards. Bro, 28 yards. That's his first pass ever in the NFL. Was a 28-yard completion up the middle. So for people to say that kid does not have it and will only be nothing but a backup in the NFL, bro, that's what I say. Like, that kid definitely has it. He has all the makings to be a quarterback in this league. He has the arm talent. He knows defenses. He knows play. He can read playbooks. He's a he's a book nerd. Like, the kid is constantly in the playbook. Kind of like my man Wu Governor that I interviewed. That dude already said he knows all the plays. The terminology is a little bit different, but he's pretty much got that down too. It's one thing about the Raiders. Excuse me. Yeah, I should have mentioned, like, when she said, what has changed about this defense? What has changed about the defense and the team is they actually have players that are willing to put in the work. They're willing to study. They're willing to be in the playbook. They're willing to constantly be the first one in the building, the last one to leave. And as a rookie, if you got that mentality, bro, the sky's the limit for you. Like, that's how people make it in the NFL is consistency. Consistency shines always. So if you're the first one in the building and the last one to leave, which Aiden O'Connell was last year, all year long, when he wasn't playing, when he was not playing, that kid was the first one in the building. Even Max, go back and watch tape. Max said, bro, this fucking kid's beating me here. Like, and I'm supposed to be the leader of this team. I'm supposed to be the first one in the building. So when you have that heart and determination, and you got a chance to wear your favorite quarterback growing up, your idol's number 12, and you get to run a 12 personnel system the same as your idol, bro. Like, I just don't see this kid relinquishing this job. Like, not only that, but you get to fly first class on a jet with Mark Davis, bro. Like, you ain't flying with the rest. You're the quarterback. You know how quarterbacks are taken care of, bro. You in that private jet with Mark D chilling. Like, you think he wants to give up that spot, bro? Come on. I don't think so. Like, that kid is not giving this shit up. It's going to be a battle till the end. And if Garner wins, great. That gives us more mobility and more chances for turnovers, in my opinion. But, man, I don't think we could go wrong with this defense that we have. Like I said, two number one receivers. You got Trey Tucker, who only had like 400 yards last year, but he had 3 touchdowns, bro. The kid is a speedster. He came on strong, and he worked out all offseason with Aiden O'Connell. So, again, Aiden O'Connell. I know I keep saying Aiden O'Connell, and you think I'm an Aiden O'Connell fan, but I'm a Raiders fan. Like I said, I love Garner just as much. I just see more potential in Aiden O'Connell. I see the way he talks. Last year, bro, have you ever seen Gardner Minshew after a loss say, "That's my bad. That was my bad. But you guys did that. That was my bad too. But that was my bad too. I need to get better. This is my fault. I need to get better. I'm the quarterback. I need to lead this team." And every single loss, even in the wins, that's what AOC preached. Go back and watch his interviews. They're all over the internet, all over YouTube. He constantly said, "That's on me. I need to get better. I need to get better. I need to get better." And he's got better. He got a lot better from his first game, which wasn't even that bad, dude. He outplayed Herbert in that game, in my opinion. Like, he got sacked 7 times and still almost came back and won that game if he wouldn't have thrown an interception. But he's a rookie, so you can't blame him. Like, he threw the pass. He didn't see the guy sneaking up, and it was an interception that cost him a game. But for being a rookie and coming in, thrown into the fire, and not having any reps with the first string offense, running backs, tight ends, receivers, to come in and do what he did in that game, bro, you just got to be a hater to not like OC. And that's AOC. That's all I'm saying. You just got to be a hater. So if you don't like AOC, let me know in the comments below when I post this video. Why do you hate my man? Why, bro? Why? Anyways, all right, y'all. 1 hour and 31 minutes. I appreciate everyone for pulling up. Raph, we need to get together and do another show. Lawrence, my guy. Billy D, thanks for showing up. Man, I appreciate the love. Share this with your homies. Share it with your family. Share it with your friends. And as always, we do on this channel, just win, baby. And Raiders. That's right. Much love. Salute, my nation. Catch me on the flip side. We're going to start doing – hey, if anybody's in here still, what's a good time to go live? Like, what do y'all prefer? Was this a good time? Could y'all pull up on this day at the same time every week? Let me know in the comments below. Peace. Much love. I appreciate y'all. How do I get the fuck out of here?